And Asuba Olosholang, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am your host, Nasha Leipomoiket. Welcome back to my space. It's been a while. It's been so long. I've actually missed you guys. And it's because I took a small break. My space is basically where I speak about my mind, and it's not necessarily something maybe someone else agrees to, but it's basically my space. So welcome back to my space, and I hope you will enjoy what you have in store today. Well, the break I took, I decided to go to TikTok, where I was practically talking about raising our kids. Well, first, before I get there, if you have not subscribed to NkauleleTV Kenya, kindly do so. Do not forget to subscribe on YouTube, and you can also follow us on our social media platforms as NkauleleTV Kenya and NkauleleTV. We are all over, and the break that I took, I decided to focus on TikTok. So on TikTok, you can get us at Nkaulele4, where I practically look for advice and also advise a bit on what I know about parenting. Well, parenting has no manual, and all of us are just learning. I am learning each and every day because I have to. And God has really blessed me with 2 kids, a boy and a girl. And how to raise them is totally different. That's why I started to learn more every day. And I learn a lot from the Bible, and I learn a lot from praying, and also how I was raised. So for those that have been listening to my stories, especially about me and my parents and how we were brought up, I normally look back to my life, especially a lot, because of where I come from. My cousins, my sisters, my brothers, all of us have been raised in a very neat family setup, and my first cousins are my blood, like my twin sisters and brothers. Okay, that's how we were raised, and I thank God for what my grandma did. That was just amazing because it brought us so close together. And only after she actually passed on, may her soul rest in peace, is when all of us scattered, and most of the things that we were taught just, went out there. But we were taught so well. I am grateful for who I am, because it is an effort from my parents, my aunties, my uncles, and my grandma. She has a lot to do with who I am today, and it's amazing. So basically why I'm here today is because there's a lot of cases in Kenya that have been happening, and it's crazy. If you're a parent, I'm sure you're out there and you're scared, because we are trying our best to raise these kids, but there's so much that influences their growth, and only God, let me tell you, only God can guide us. So basically I'm here after there's a lot of suicides, there's a lot of murders, someone has stabbed someone has chopped someone into pieces. And these are not like old kids. I'll tell you this for a fact. These are not people in their 30s plus. No, these are young kids. And I'm saying young because they're young. Yeah? And it is scary. Each and every day when you wake up and you're thinking, oh my God, I have a teenager. Oh my God, excuse me. Oh my God, I am pregnant. I'm just supposed to deliver. Sorry, I'm coming down with the flu. So you're there. Oh my God, I'm pregnant. Oh my God, my sister is just about to deliver. My friend has just been blessed. Each and every day, it has become a scary thing. Yes, we love being mothers. Yes, we love being parents. But with what is happening, we are all scared. Okay? We are all asking, oh God, give me guidance. What from here? What am I doing wrong? What should I do? And that is why it is said parenting has no It has no guide. It has no manual. I'm not a better parent than you. You're not a better parent than me. How we parent is totally different altogether. But what we do is hope and pray that whatever turns out from what we give birth to is what we actually envisioned when we were busy making the children. Okay, so welcome to my space, and here I'm just gonna, this particular day I'll talk about the boy child, because there are some things I need my son to learn. I need my son to know, and if ever I will not be there for him, I would want him to actually read or hear from me, because it is easy for me to talk to my daughter, so easy. Okay, I'm at a place where now both of them is easy for me to talk to because I've brought them close to me, but it is always easier for me to talk to my daughter. I will walk past her and say, hey mama, when were your menses? Did you do this? It's harder for me to ask my son about so much about his, being a boy and all that. But I have learned to put that wall down and just talk to my son like a child, because that's what he is to me right now. There are so many expectations about how we raise boy child, because we kind of are trying to follow the African setup where we are trying to raise Superman. And my son is not Superman. I didn't give birth to a child with supernatural powers. I gave birth to a boy, just the same way I gave birth to my daughter. The difference was the labor and the timing. But they're both my kids. They're emotional. They have a heart. Their feelings. They're me. Okay, they're me and their dad. So basically they're human. So whatever my daughter feels, my son goes through the same. I practice talking to my kids because I believe both of them have a way of expressing themselves differently. So basically that's what I'm going to share with you today at my space. So karibu sana. So if you're brought up in this African setup, there's some things that we are told boys should do or should not do. And most of it is actually that it is not an option to fail as a boy and stuff like that. Well, first, if my son will ever hear this, it is okay to fail. You have to embrace failure, okay? And it's not because I want you to fail or because I know you won't do it. No. If standards were a person, you're on another level. This is what I'm saying. Failing is not the end of the world. I have failed so many times. Your father has failed a million times. We have both failed in things that we never thought we would fail, and society would never accept to term as failure. But here we are, we moved on. When you start carrying the burden of you're a failure just because something you're working on failed, my son, that is the beginning of failure. You have to embrace failure. Failure is not the end of the world. It is a stepping stone to success. If you listen to these big people, kina Elon Musk, kina sijui who, everyone started somewhere. Kina Trump, Obama, nobody has never failed in life. Yes, you're a man and you're told to be macho on everything. And that's why right now men that are failing, boys that are failing in small things are resulting to suicides, are resulting to depression. Don't allow that. It is okay to fail. This is just a stepping stone. You will succeed. As long as you have a vision and you have a plan, you will always make it. Just because you are leaving your house no kateguka, okay, does not mean that's the end of your journey, because there's something you are going out there for. What you'll do is maybe get back to the house, spray some sort of dip it or whatever, wrap it, massage it even with hot water, or put some frozen peas on it, and then walk out and continue with your journey or your day. Failure is just a stepping stone to success. First step is to accept it and embrace it and look at it as a stepping stone. You will never go to fourth floor without the first floor. It is the lowest ground. It is the lowest it can ever get. But know that you will never be on fourth floor without that first floor. That is number one. Number two, develop emotional intelligence. As a mother, it is your job to actually help your son to or a mother or a father, to cultivate self-awareness, empathy, and emotional regulation. Once they are aware of their emotions, these kids will actually be able to regulate their emotions, handle relationships, take care of concerns. They will know how to handle conflicts and actually make wise decisions throughout their life. We have pumped these kids with, you're the man, you're the man, you're the boy who should do this, who should do this. You're pumping your kid with thoughts of, I am the rule, I'm the king of the jungle. Okay, so every time he rose, he's expecting the wife to come and kneel down, the wife to do the. Some of these things that we're actually teaching our kids they're not even practical. If you have a kid, you know where you're from. You and the person you've been with, trying to bring up this kid. Some of these things the society is teaching our kids is not even practical. If these kids cannot handle their emotions, they are damaged goods. It is up to you as a parent. And that's why, as much as, there's that liberation of, I'm a single parent, if you're a single parent, look for that, the opposite sex. You look for that kind of motivation from that other kind, different sex. Let your kids have a role model from the other sex. It is very important to have an all-rounded child. Yes, I am a single mother. I want to raise you will never be the mother and the father. You see, that's where we get wrong. You can't, and maybe this is not what most of us want to hear, but you can't. I can't be the mother, but my brother will step in as the father. My father will step in as the father. This kid needs some sort of molding all round. And yay to being single mothers and fathers, but do not also deny your son or daughter that other side of the person. That let's mold them from all angles. Okay, it is very, very important, especially when it comes to emotions. Trust me, it is important. Setting goals and taking action. Encourage your son to have meaningful goals and also to create actionable plan, to achieve those goals. You have to actually teach them the importance of perseverance and consistency, because without these two, there's no achieving the goal. Okay, setting a goal is something. Okay, most women do that. You'll sit with a woman. Sometimes when I sit with my daughter, and she'll say, "Mommy, I would want to have 2 kids like you. Mommy, I would want to do my master's." Most girls or women have that. It's a natural thing. I don't know. It's just maybe how God wanted these things to work. And your son might be thinking of competing in his next football thingy on PS, But at a certain age, you have to help your kids set goals and, help them have meaningful, achievable goals. Because some things that we want these kids to do are, you see, let me tell you, we give a lot of pressure to these kids. By the age of so-and-so, what do you want to be? What do you want to be? Yes, some kids will understand what they want to be. But right now, my son wanted to be something else when he was 5 years old. Right now, he's 15. He wants to be totally something else. Each time, ask your kids, sit down with that boy. Ask him, what do you want to be? And why this? You have to open channels of communication with your sons. Daughters, it is easy. Sons is because we have been taught to neglect them. And that's why all this drama is happening. You have to open channels. Talk to them. We are not going to lose our sons if we are just able to talk to them. That's all I can say. Listen to him. There's so much that is expected of the boy child that even if you sat down and thought, I'm in his shoes, will you ever be able to achieve that? Just be genuine with your kids. Number 4, value integrity. You need to emphasize on the importance of being honest, of having integrity and all that. This will help your boy to know more on character and reputation. Listen, okay, at my age right now, I'm at a place where kuna hiyo ya you've been caught cheating and you're told deny until do. But there's nothing as good as honesty. And let me tell you, once you teach your son to be honest and integral, there's so much character that you're building into this kid. By the time they are my age, by the time they're a certain age where now it's time for them to sit down, I've been watching a friend of mine who started a channel. It's called Present Fatherhood. His name is Jeff. Jeff is going far. Why? Present Fatherhood is teaching men to be present in their kids' lives. I'm not saying all fathers are absent. Don't get me wrong. But most are. Because in this African, especially in our African society where we are taught, mtoto akikuwa mjinga ni wa mama yake. Mtoto akikuwa na tabia mbaya ni wa mama yake. Mtoto akifail ni wa mama yake. Mtoto akipata mimba akiwa shule ni wa mama yake. Lakini mtoto akiwa president ni wa baba yake. Mtoto akiwa number 1 ni wa baba yake. That's when the father comes to take photos in front of classrooms and scream at the top of his lungs and all that, because now the son or the daughter is doing well. But all the other time, this kid does not belong to the father, especially when it's negative. Present Fatherhood teaches me a lot. And Jeff, if you're maybe watching this, just know. And by the way, for those that have not subscribed to his channel, it's Present Fatherhood on YouTube. I love what you do with your sons. So basically, let's teach our kids honesty. When you're telling your daughter some things, always remember, even your son, if you're expecting him to build a family based on good character and strong foundation, there's some things you cannot avoid. You have to teach them. Number 5, seek mentorship. Let me tell you one thing I appreciate about where I'm married. We have a church mentorship program for men. And men, I mean boys, from a certain age, circumcision, till a certain youth age. It's called mentorship. Our pastor brought it up, and it's basically supposed to help these young men to know themselves, understand themselves, and going through the challenges of life and all that. So we have mentors who come to talk to them and be friendly and all that. And one day I was talking to my son and I asked him, Daddy, do you feel like this mentorship thing helps you? And he said, Mom, if today it is taken away from me, I don't even know how I'll function, because this guy understands us. They have a specific mentor that they watch a lot and they listen to. I'll leave his details down there. And he talks to them. He mentors them into proper men. Let me tell you, if your kid is mentored by someone who's walking the path he admires, he will go straight on it and not, miss. He will go straight to the point, he'll get there. Because there's mentorship, there's a role model, there's something they're looking up to. But if they lack that, that is where the problem begins. If you as a man is not there for your kid as a mentor, make sure they get perfect mentorship. Go talk to these mentors. There are very many mentors. Just find out who they are and what they're going to teach your kids. Then, if you like what they're thinking, if it's in line with what your son is thinking, let them be mentored. Let them walk through a certain path with guidance. Because let me tell you, everyone needs the guidance. Everyone needs a walking stick. For girls, it is easy because you reach out to mommy, you reach out to girls your age, all that. But for boys, it's a bit hard because they've been told not to talk. They've been told to live in a certain way. But if your boy says, hey, I've always admired so and so, find a way. You're a parent. Just know this person and get to see if they can mentor your son. It is very, very important. Number 6, stay curious. Well, I believe our sons are more curious when it comes to life because, I have had my son who will basically take a remote control and bomoa it and look at the motherboard, look for it and do some things connected to somewhere else and all that. So I have had him curious and I love that because it helps him know different things. It gives him interest in other different aspects of life. I find curiosity actually fuels creativity. And with that open-mindedness, at this age where my son is at, I I like the way he asks me questions. I like the way he will Google something and, always tell me, I think I can do this and all that. Encourage your son to have an open mind in things life. Be there to guide them. And if you're not there, make sure someone is there, because curiosity killed the cat, yes. But at the same time, he's not idle. He's curious. He's trying to learn things. And this is how we get them to success. It's just easy like that. Remember, creativity fuels innovation. It fuels creativity and a long life of discovery. And that means your son will always be there, learning new things and knowing all that. Teach him to practice resilience. Teach him to always bounce back. You hit differently over here. It's not what you targeted. It's not what you wanted. Teach him to always fight back. Teach him to stand back. Teach him to bounce back. Don't teach your sons because you've been hit and you're shaken. This is the end of it. Teach them to always bounce back. Arudi, let him try again. And this path failed. There's this path. Let me tell you, within one point to where your vision is, there are million ways you can get there. So be there to teach them. Once you have been cut, you've been cut from this end, you will always grow from that root, grow from that stem, flower from that particular flower, leaf, fruit from that leaf or flower. Just teach them to always bounce back. Teach him to value time. Every boy has responsibilities. From where I come from, responsibilities, immediately after circumcision, responsibilities flow. So there's expectation from me as a parent. There's expectation from the dad. There's him trying to prove things. But without proper time management, they will fail. Teach them how to manage time. There's a lot to learn when you have balanced your responsibilities and commitments. Because once you have balanced that, then these kids will actually have time for self-care. Even a boy needs self-care. You need attention. You need to relax, take things back, and now work on them from that angle where now you start evaluating, what did I do today, what did I achieve, and stuff like that. Encourage your sons to be open-minded. Okay? This mentality of, if it is not my way, then it is nobody's way, is wrong. Teach him to consider different perspectives on things, to consider different ideas and possibilities out of one thing. This will actually enable your son to adapt to, the frequency of things changing here and there all the time. And he will therefore embrace the opportunity for growth. Lastly, cherish moments. Teach your kids to cherish each moment, especially the boy child. They do most of the things, they do a lot, and they don't cherish because I'm a man. I'm not supposed to celebrate one step. I'm a man. I'm not supposed to be happy because I achieved this only. I'm supposed to achieve this and that. No, that is wrong. Teach your son to embrace love, to embrace moments of joy, to embrace moments he has spent with the loved ones. Life is made out of cherished moments, and they're small ones, but once you cherish them, you're able to cultivate gratitude and presence in the life that you're living in. A boy child is taught not to show emotions. A boy child is taught how not to show gratitude, love, all that. But unless you actually give birth to Superman, and I come to think of it, Superman had moments when he was down. Superman had moments when he was attacked. Superman had moments where he could not achieve whatever it is because he was weak at some certain point. But there's nowhere in the Superman series you saw Superman quit. He would always go back, change his suit, mend his torn suit. You would see him go to practice back his superpowers, how he'll turn next time and all that. Same to Spider-Man and all those heroes that our sons have watched. There's no day that they were never down. They were down at some point. You would see Spider-Man trying to throw his web and it would fail. It would not go to the whole building when he wanted to go, but he would throw small ones until he gets there. We need to tell our sons the real thing about reality and life. This way we will avoid so much. Just be able to talk to them, be able to let them express themselves. You really need to be there when he's growing because he needs that person. How did I arrive into talking to people about especially kids? I have seen my kids go through a lot, and I kind of found it easy for me to talk to my daughter, but I realized my son needed me more. So I started talking to my son, and he would open up sometimes, and it would break my heart because I would see him go through those things, and I'd still think, uni mwanaume, or I'd listen to society where people say, I would talk about my son and what he's going through. You know, sometimes as a parent, you just need to let out, and you're talking there proudly about your son and what he's going through, and you expect someone to give you a shoulder, and they just say, uni mwanaume ata survive. I learned the hard way, but I'm happy and I thank God because he has changed so much, and we're able to talk and stuff like that. So I'm proud. I'm a proud mama. So lastly, before I leave, the other thing that I would always want to remind you, and that I've always said and I will always emphasize on, is prayer. Pray for your kids. Pray for their friends. Pray for their teachers. We leave those kids under someone else's care for 3 months. We only see them once in a while. After they're back home, even after Form 4, they're still going to campus. And now from that point, those kids are just basically going to be their own selves. And unless you build a strong foundation right now, then it is all wrong. You might be late. You might think that it might not work. But as long as you're a mother, as long as you're a parent, just talk to kids. And it doesn't have to be your own kids. Sometimes you have insights on life, and you can be able to talk to someone else's kids. Talk. Just talk. It's helpful. It helps a lot. Well, thank you so much for staying tuned and joining me at my space. This was an amazing time I've had with you, and I hope this will help a parenthood too. And please, if you have insights or you have advice on how we can raise our boy children, I don't mind if you share and leave a comment down below. If you have not subscribed to NkauleleTV Kenya, please kindly do so. Go to YouTube and search NkauleleTV. Just subscribe, and also do not forget to tap the notification button so you can be notified each time I do an upload. If you can also, feel comfortable to, talk to us or engage with us on our social media platforms. On TikTok, I am NkauleleTV4. Facebook, Instagram, X, I am NkauleleTV and NkauleleTV Kenya. So it has been amazing, and I hope again I will see you sometime soon. I will be doing more and more of this, and it is also good if you feel like you can join me in one of these sessions and you have advice for parents and stuff like that. We would really appreciate. So you can hit me on my number over there. You can leave me an email. The details are down there. And then you can be able to communicate and help each other, because like I said, parenthood has no manual. It has no guidelines. And I'm not a better parent than you are, and you are not a better parent than I am when it comes to my own kids. So until next time, take care of yourself, and I will see you again soon. Bye bye. Thank you.